Listen carefully because what I'm about to tell you could affect your money, your security, and your peace of mind. Right now, thousands of UK pensioners woke up expecting their pension payment, checked their bank account, and saw nothing. No message, no warning, just silence. Imagine planning your bills, your food, your heating, and suddenly the money you depend on does not arrive. Many people are asking the same scary question: is my pension next, and can this happen to me without warning? In this video, I will explain exactly what is happening, why payments are being delayed or stopped, who is at risk, and most importantly, what you must do to protect your pension. Stay with me until the end, because one small mistake or one missing detail could cost you weeks or even months of income, and I don't want that to happen to you. And before we go further, let me say this clearly from the heart. This channel is made for people like you. People who worked hard their whole life and deserve clear, honest information without confusion or fear. I don't shout headlines just for views. I explain the truth in simple words, so you can understand and protect yourself. I regularly upload videos on pensions, benefits, payments, and important changes that directly affect your life and your family. If you want updates like this explained calmly and clearly, please subscribe to this channel now. New videos on this topic are coming, and subscribing makes sure you never miss important information that could save you money, stress, and worry. This channel is for you, so please subscribe and stay with me. Right now, thousands of pensioners across the United Kingdom are feeling confused, worried, and in many cases scared, because their pension money has not arrived when it should have. For many people, this pension is not extra income. It is the money they depend on to live. It pays for food, rent, electricity, heating, medicine, and basic daily needs. So when a pension payment is delayed or stopped, even for a short time, it can turn life upside down. Many pensioners are asking the same question again and again. Why is this happening? Is my pension being stopped forever? And what should I do next? First, it is very important to understand one key thing clearly, because there is a lot of confusion online. This situation is not about the government canceling pensions or ending the state pension for everyone. There is no new law that says pensioners will suddenly lose their money. What is happening is mainly an administrative failure, meaning a serious problem with paperwork, systems, and management. Because of this failure, payments that should have been made on time were delayed, paused, or in some cases not processed at all. A large part of this problem is affecting retired civil servants. These are people who worked for the government in different roles and are paid through the civil service pension scheme. At the end of 2025, responsibility for managing this pension scheme was moved to a new private company. This kind of change is always risky because it involves huge amounts of data, millions of records, and very complex payment systems. Sadly, when the change happened, the new company discovered that they had received far more unresolved pension cases than they were told about before taking over. Instead of receiving a manageable workload, the new administrators were suddenly faced with tens of thousands of pension cases that were incomplete, delayed, or wrongly processed. This created a massive backlog because pension payments depend on correct records, correct calculations, and correct approvals. Many payments could not be released on time. As a result, thousands of pensioners were left waiting, not knowing when their money would arrive. For a pensioner, waiting is not just an inconvenience. Many older people plan their entire monthly budget around the exact date their pension arrives. When that date passes with no payment, panic sets in. Bills still need to be paid, food still needs to be bought, heating still needs to stay on, especially during cold months. Some pensioners have said they had to borrow money from family, use credit cards, or even skip meals while waiting for their pension to arrive. What makes this situation even more painful is that many pensioners tried to contact the pension offices for answers, but phone lines were busy, emails went unanswered, and online portals showed no clear updates. This lack of communication made people feel ignored and powerless. When someone has worked their whole life and followed the rules, being left without information feels deeply unfair. Because the situation became so serious, the government stepped in and admitted that the delays were unacceptable. Ministers publicly said that pensioners should never be left without income due to administrative mistakes. As a temporary solution, the government introduced emergency interest-free loans for affected pensioners. These loans are meant to help people survive while their pension payments are being fixed. Some pensioners can apply for loans of several £1,000s, and in very serious cases, even more support may be available. However, it is important to understand that these are loans, not gifts. This means the money will need to be repaid later, usually once pension payments resume. While this help can be a lifeline, many pensioners feel angry that they have to borrow money at all when they should be receiving their own pension on time. Another important point that needs to be explained clearly is the difference between delayed payments and actual suspensions. A delay means the payment is late but still expected to arrive. A suspension usually means payments have been stopped until a problem is resolved. In many of these cases, payments were not intentionally suspended, but because the system could not process them correctly, they effectively stopped. For the pensioner, the result feels the same because no money arrives. There has also been a lot of fear caused by online videos and social media posts claiming that the Department for Work and Pensions is stopping pensions for large numbers of people. While it is true that the DWP can suspend payments in certain situations, such as missing paperwork, changes in personal circumstances, or suspected errors, there is no evidence of a mass policy to stop pensions across the country. These viral claims often mix real problems with exaggerated or misleading information, which increases fear among older people. That said, there are still important reasons why a pension payment can be stopped or delayed, even outside this major administrative crisis. For example, if a pensioner moves house and does not update their address, changes bank details without informing the pension office, or fails to respond to an official letter asking for information, payments can be paused. This is why it is always important to keep personal details up to date and respond quickly to any official communication. For pensioners affected by the current crisis, the most important thing is not to stay silent. Contacting the pension scheme, even if it is frustrating, is necessary. Keeping records of every call, email, and missed payment can help later if compensation is offered. In some cases, pensioners may also be able to ask for hardship support or speak to charities that help older people manage financial emergencies. Beyond the immediate crisis, this situation has raised serious questions about how pensions are managed in the UK. Many people are now asking why such an important system was allowed to fail in this way. Pensions are not a luxury. They are a promise made to workers after decades of service. When that promise is broken, even temporarily, trust in the system is damaged. This is not the only pension-related issue worrying older people right now. Many pensioners are already struggling with rising living costs, higher energy bills, and increasing food prices. Even when pensions are paid on time, many people feel they are barely enough to live on. When payments are delayed, the pressure becomes unbearable. There is also anger because similar pension problems have happened before. Some people feel that lessons were not learned from past failures, and that pensioners are always the ones who suffer when systems go wrong. Older people often feel they do not have the strength or energy to fight complicated bureaucratic battles, yet they are forced into them. It is also important to speak directly to family members of pensioners. If you have parents or grandparents who rely on a pension, check in on them. Ask if their payments have arrived. Many older people feel ashamed to talk about money problems and may suffer quietly. A simple conversation can make a huge difference. Looking ahead, the government has promised to fix the backlog and improve the system so that payments return to normal. However, rebuilding trust will take time. Pensioners want guarantees, not just apologies. They want to know that this will not happen again, and that if it does, there will be faster solutions. For now, the key message is this. Pensions have not been canceled, but serious administrative failures have caused real harm. If you or someone you know is affected, do not ignore it. Ask questions, seek help, and keep pushing for answers. Pensioners deserve respect, dignity, and financial security, especially after a lifetime of work. This situation should also be a wake-up call for everyone. Even if you are not yet retired, one day you may depend on a pension too. How pensions are managed today affects the future of millions of people. When systems fail, the human cost is enormous, and it is older people who pay the price. In the end, this story is not just about delayed payments. It is about trust, responsibility, and how a society treats those who have already given their working lives. Pensioners are not asking for special treatment. They are simply asking for what they are owed on time, without stress, without fear, and without being forced to beg for help. And before we go further, let me say this clearly from the heart. This channel is made for people like you, people who worked hard their whole life and deserve clear, honest information without confusion or fear. I don't shout headlines just for views. I explain the truth in simple words, so you can understand and protect yourself. I regularly upload videos on pensions, benefits, payments, and important changes that directly affect your life and your family. If you want updates like this explained calmly and clearly, please subscribe to this channel now. New videos on this topic are coming, and subscribing makes sure you never miss important information that could save you money, stress, and worry. This channel is for you, so please subscribe and stay with me.